Hi everyone, happy Saturday. I am having a great day. I have my whole family here. They are busy setting the table and getting a couple things ready for dinner, and I had to change my laundry, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a quick t-shirt for myself. I have been wanting to do this for vacation and I never got around to it, so I'm going to do this super quick. This is just a t-shirt I got probably at Walmart or someplace like that, maybe Target. And I'm going to mix two transfers, and as you can see, this transfer has been used before, but that's the beauty of these. They are reusable, and so it says I'm not adulting today. Tomorrow doesn't look good either. And I'm going to spread the wording out just a little bit, and then in between I'm going to put this fun cocktail glass in it. So that is my plan for the day. I have my colors of ink all picked out. So I'm going to do most of the letters in white, and I'm going to do the cocktail glass in a combination of this Tide, this real pretty teal color, and the shimmer silver. Of course, I have to add that. So I have my ink mat already in place, again, just to go super quick. I don't have to fuzz this because this is on a t-shirt. So all I have to do before I go on vacation is then heat set this. So hopefully while we are having dinner, it's going to completely dry and I can do that. Now, just because I want to make sure I don't forget that I want to do the whole thing, I'm actually going to put a little piece of tape over the bottom just to remind me. So there we go. I took the time to put my shirt on the ink pad so that I have my shoulders square and I know exactly where the center of my shirt is going to be, so it looks the way I want it to look. Now with these ink colors, they're really vibrant and they show up really well. We're just going to take our time. We don't want to press them into the shirt, we just want to glide over them a little bit at a time. So I've got my white, which is getting down to the bottom. I have to order some more. And I'm just going up and back. So the white really is going to pop against this orange color. You don't want to force it in because you don't want to force the ink underneath the transfer. That is going to make it so you don't have a nice crisp line. So I'm just going back and forth, kind of just gently putting it in. And we are good. And it's, again, nice and thick, and the orange is a bright color, but we're just going to let this kind of work in. I'm going to just kind of do a couple little layers here because I really want the white to go into the orange fabric and really stand out. And then once we have that completed, we're going to squeegee off any of the extras. I got a little bit on my finger, so let me just, I'm making a mess here. Let me see, here's my cap. That is going to be super quick and easy. So we have had a great day. We had our family picture taken this morning. The rain held off, and we were at Edgewater Park, right on the North Shore in Cleveland, and it was just a beautiful morning there, and I couldn't believe it. There was hardly anybody there, which was really nice. There were exercise people right next to the Cleveland sign, so looking into the city, and they had their music going and they were really going at it. They were really fun. So they had a short break before our photographer got there, and I asked them if they would mind shifting over to the left a little bit so we could do our picture without them in the background. And they could not have been nicer. They were a super fun group, so energetic. And then when they finished that workout, which was a lot of movements, then they were going for a run. And again, it was pretty humid this morning. So, but we had a lot of fun. So I cannot wait to get those pictures back and see. And I didn't even actually remember to take any with my phone, just to have a couple previews waiting. So I really look forward to that. So again, I'm just going up and down because I can see a little bit of the orange I want it to be just a little bit more white. Now, I guess probably the thing that I want the most when I'm doing this is that it's all even. I don't want it to be uneven with some parts really white and some parts where you see a lot of the orange. So I think when we kind of scrape this off, we're gonna see. So I'm gonna scrape this off and see what we see here. I see a lot of orange, so probably what I'm gonna do is just kind of pick up a corner and see how it looks and see how I wanna do it again. With the ink, that is not as easy to come out if you make a mistake. I did get just a little bit over the transfer from my finger, but I wiped it with a wipe right away, so hopefully that will come out. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull from the corner and just kind of see how it looks. Similar to how when I'm getting my hair highlighted, she pulls back a foil before she pulls them all off to make sure that she likes the way it looks. So let me just, having trouble picking up the corner there. Okay. Oh, this looks good. Okay. So let me just show you what I've got. Keep my white out. I'm just going to move it out of the way. So I just peeled a little bit of it up. So as you can see, it actually, the white really stands out nicely against the orange. So I'm just going to lay it down while I pull it off, just to make sure I don't get ink where I don't want it to be. And then I will hold it up. So I'm going to take my tape off and I am going to put this in my basin of water. I actually have 2 of these, and so I'm going to take advantage of that and not try to just wipe that one off and reuse it. Okay, so you can see here how it is. I'm not adulting today. So now, right underneath that is where I'm going to put my cocktail glass. So again, I'm going to center this, and this transfer is from, it has this cocktail, it has a cherry and either a lemon or a lime, and the little saying that goes with it is, I have mixed drinks about feelings, which is fun. So I'm not going to put that part on here, but I'm going to put this other part, and I'm going to have this go right up to the other transfer, but I don't want it to pull off any of my white ink that I have there. So I'm just going to kind of pull this down and kind of hold it up a little bit. Yeah, we are good. And then again, I'm just pressing this down because I want to make sure the transfer is well adhered to the shirt. So I'm going to do the top part of the cocktail glass in silver, and I'm going to do the stem in this real pretty tide color. So I'm just going to get them both up. I'm not going to tape it off, I'm just going to be very careful kind of as I do that. So I'm going to do the silver part first, and I'm going to use a clean squeegee, and I'm just going to dip it in, and I'm just going to very carefully go up and back. Now the cocktail glass has a couple little bubbles built into it, which is fun, so there'll be a little bit of the orange that comes through on the shirt for that. And I think it'll look pretty fun. So I personally am a margarita girl, but I always love the look of a martini glass with some of their fancy little things, and even the olives and all that look nice in it, but I am not an olive person, and again, as a person who is not a big drinker, I can't drink a martini, or even a Cosmo. Those are too strong for me. It's too much liquor. But they sure look nice in the glass. So this is back and forth, and again, I just want to make sure that my silver looks really pretty and has gone through. The silver looks nice against the orange, and it looks nice with the white. It's all complementary. So I'm just very gentle going back and forth. I'm scraping my excess silver right back into the container, and I can put the lid on this because I am now finished with my silver. Okay, so now for the bottom part, I'm going to use one of these multi-tools. It just has a little spreader because this is pretty narrow and I want it to go just up to my silver. And this is going to, again, be a very bold color and look good right up against the silver, and really stand out as a glass, which is what I want. I want people to have no doubt what I have here. So I'm going to do that. I invited my daughter Meg, since she doesn't get to chalk with me, to join me. And I think she'll join me, but she said she's camera shy and doesn't want to go live, which I totally respect. So maybe we'll do something tomorrow together. Figure out something that they can make for their apartment. Okay, so now I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to put my lid on this so we don't have any accidents. And I'll pull off the glass and show you what we've got here. Okay, so I'm just going to pull side to side because I don't want to stretch my transfer. And this looks perfect. So I'm putting it in my water bath. My hands are just a little bit tied on them. Okay, so now I'm going to hold this up. And again, the bubbles from the martini glass are where we can see the orange, but we have a very cute cocktail there going. Okay, so now we're going to put the bottom part of our wording on. So again, I'm going to be careful because I don't want this part to press down onto my cocktail glass. We're just going to put tomorrow doesn't look good either. So this is going to be pretty easy. I hope. That's my plan anyway. I'm going to set this down. Okay, so I am going to hold this up, but it's just enough under the martini glass that we are good. So I apologize that you can't see this part, but that's really the only way that this is going to work. Okay, so I'm putting this into the jar, and I'm just going to go back and forth. Now my fingers are definitely messy with this because the jar is a little bit messy. And so I have a big glob on my finger and trying to get the squeegee into the jar. So I will be very careful as I peel this up. My right hand is holding the transfer up, and so that is my clean hand, and I will be able to just pull the transfer as I go up with that. Now to heat set this, all you need is an iron on a cotton setting. You want to put parchment paper down to protect the ink, and iron it for 4 minutes on the ink side, and then turn it inside out and iron 4 minutes on the other side, and then you are good. And then you can just throw it in your regular laundry. You don't need to do anything special, and these colors are going to stay just like they are. So I have made a number of t-shirts for my granddaughter, and so I can comfortably say that just regular laundry and they don't fade, which again is the whole point. If you put it in and it's a huge pain to wash, then why do it? I am not a hand wash person. So this is going to be great. Okay, so I've put this in. I'm going to kind of scrape this back into the jar. I'm going to get this off of my fingers just to start with. Let me pull this up. Perfect. Okay, let me just finish wiping off my hands so I don't get that on the ink because it's all over, and then I will hold it up for you. Now I think just to be fun, I'm going to, oh my gosh, I got this all around my nail bed. I'm going to put a cherry along the bottom of the martini glass, and I have some red here to do that. Get all of this. Okay, I'm going to throw this messy one in the trash. Okay, so look at how cute this is. Is that or is that not the perfect shirt for vacation? Yes, it's the perfect shirt for any day after work. Okay, so now I can put my white messy squeegee away, and I've got my ink jar. put my lid on that. Okay, so now I've got my red, and I have this cute little cherry here that I'm gonna put. So I'm just going to, I don't think I've used the cherry yet. Okay, so I'm gonna put this there, and I'm gonna have it right next to the glass. Okay, now again, this is a pretty small area, and I don't want to get the red anywhere else because for sure that would stay probably in the shirt. I probably couldn't get that off. So I have a second multi-tool. I'm just going to dip that in and just get a little bit of ink on here at a time. And just go over the cherry part and the stem. Very gently back and forth, up and down. And we are good. And this looks nice against the shirt as well. I wouldn't want to do the whole shirt with the red and orange, but certainly what other color can you do a cherry to make it perfect? Okay, so let's set this down. You can see we've got the cherry right there, and I'm debating about, I think I'm actually going to put a cherry, or should I do a lemon? I'm going to set this aside for 1 second while I figure out what I want to do before I put it in the water. And I've got my lemon here, and I've got some the silver takes just a little while to dry, but I think I'm going to mix this lemon, and I'm only going to do the top half. Okay, so let's use our bright yellow. I'm going to wipe this off because I only have 2 of them. And then I'm just going to dip this in and very carefully do the top part. So it looks like I'm going into my words just a little bit. I could have taped it off, but actually the line is straight enough, and this really helps me enough that I feel confident I'm able to get a straight line right up against the glass that's going around this. Okay, so now let's set this aside. Perfect. So now we have a little lemon that's coming off the side of our glass. So that's all there is to it. So now all I need to do while I'm waiting for my laundry to finish is have this dry, and then it's just going to take me a second to get it heat set, and then it's going to be all ready for vacation. So look for a picture later in the week of me wearing it. So I hope you have a great Saturday. We have, in my family, we don't have it all that often, but when we are celebrating, we have beef tenderloin. And my mother had a recipe for the best herb butter that I slathered all over our fillets earlier this afternoon. They're soaking in there. My husband is a great griller. We're going to have a baked potato bar and green beans almondine, and that is our standard dinner. Usually, I also make an awesome cheesecake and raspberry sauce, but I kind of ran out of time, so we are going to have Mitchell's ice cream, which is never a bad second choice. So, and I got really good flavors, and I got half gallons, so everybody can have really big bowls. So we, again, are going to have a great celebration the rest of the day. My dad should be here soon, and I can't wait to include him in our family celebration. And he, he just celebrated his 79th birthday, and he was helping build a house for Habitat with Humanity this afternoon, which I love. He's just such a busy, generous, always wanting to do something more, and I can't even tell you how excited he was about doing this. So I can't wait to hear all the details of his day. So you have a great day. I'm going to have a great day, and I will see you later this week. Goodbye.